Hi, this is The Greatest Story Ever Played. I'm Dan.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're going to be talking about The Last of Us. I guess heads up front, this is going to be spoiler-filled. Definitely play The Last of Us, or at least watch a playthrough on YouTube or something like that before listening to this, because we're going to spoil the shit out of the game, and it's too good just to hear guys talk about it. Like, you got to play it.
Or at least see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the description of the game is abandoned cities reclaimed by nature, a population decimated by a modern plague. Survivors are killing each other for food, weapons, and whatever they can get their hands on. Joel, a brutal survivor, and Ellie, a brave young teenage girl who is wise beyond her years, must work together if they hope to survive their journey across the United States. And this is created by Naughty Dog, and they're known for The Last of Us, obviously, and the Uncharted series and Crash Bandicoot. So with just The Last of Us and Uncharted series, they have really good story-driven games with like good action. And Crash Bandicoot, I don't know really if there's a plot behind that much at all, but it's also like, I love that game.
It's still fun.
Childhood memories for sure.
Right.
And we selected like 4 of the main characters, and I mean, we could have added, 5 more easy, but we're going to just talk about a couple. So we got Joel, he's the main character. He starts out as like a smuggler. And then we got Ellie, who's the 14-year-old girl, and she needs to get taken to this group called the Fireflies, who is led by Marlene, who's some woman that is leading the Fireflies. And then we have Tess, who's Joel's smuggling partner, and she's pretty badass too.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess we'll kind of hit up kind of each chapter in the game, talk about kind of what's going on, where the game's at in there, and I don't know, key things that happened, I guess.
Yeah.
So first, the game starts out with a prologue, and this is cool. So you begin the game playing as Sarah, who is Joel's daughter, and she wakes up in the middle of the night to a phone call from Tommy, who is Joel's brother, looking for him, and it looks like modern America. I mean, I think that the game came out in 2013 in the fall, and the game is set at that point in time too. So just looks pretty regular. She wakes up in the middle of the night looking for her dad. His phone's buzzing. Then he comes in through the back door saying, like, "Get away from me, Mr. Jones," or whoever the neighbor was.
Yeah.
And the neighbor is infected. He's a zombie. And he kills him. Joel kills him. And his daughter's freaking out what's going on.
Yep.
Tommy rolls up to the house, picks him up. They're ready to go because they got to get out of town because shit's going down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shit is going down real bad.
Yeah, real bad. Tommy gets them, and the pandemic setting in. They try to escape out of the highway, but all the cars are stopped because everyone else had the same idea.
Yep.
And while sitting in the car, you just see like a horde almost of infected people come charging at the cars, like pulling people out, punching them and biting them. So then it's total pandemonium. You get out, and you, Tommy, and Sarah, now you're Joel. You switch to Joel at this point. And you, Tommy, and Sarah are just running away, trying to escape through the alleys. Like cars on fire come by. It's totally fucking nuts.
And shit hit the fan quick too.
Yeah. Super, shit hit the fan real quick. Joel and Sarah end up escaping down this alley. Tommy goes a different way and says, "I'll hold it off so you guys can get out of town." They escape out of town, and there's a soldier who's like in full gas mask attire, and he points a gun at them, and Joel and Sarah say, "Please let us go, we're not infected." And the soldier's like, "Hey," he uses his radio into his superiors, "I've got a guy and a little girl here, like, what should I do?" And he's like, "Really?" There's just a little girl, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
You're like, he's thinking.
So the soldier comes and starts shooting, and Joel kind of ducks down. Tommy shows up and shoots the soldier for us, which was good. But we see that Sarah's been shot and dead.
Yeah, crazy intro.
Yeah, insane.
Yep,
insane. Like what an intro! Like it's just nuts. And then crazier. 20 years later.
Yep.
Summer. And you're like, wait, what? I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah.
That there'd be a time jump. I kind of wondered if we were just going to be in like the pandemic as it happened.
Yeah.
So instead, though, it's like, no, here's what the future's like.
Yeah.
So jump forward. We're in the Boston quarantine zone 20 years later. Joel and Tess are talking. They're smugglers in their town, and they've got to go talk to a local arms dealer who owes them. When they go to talk to him, they find out that he gave their guns away to the Fireflies. And it's basically like, I can't owe you guys, I gotta owe the Fireflies. And they're like, no, you owe us.
Yeah.
And Tess kills him.
This where we realized, all right, Joel's a little bit different than he probably was 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of being a guy trying to protect his family, he's obviously adjusted to a post-apocalyptic lifestyle.
Yep. He'll murk people.
Yeah. and on the way, you kill some of this guy's guys to get to him and kind of see that the seedy parts of post-apocalyptic world, like saw people like getting beat up and extorted people and shit like that. So it's obviously like a rough time. The world's much rougher than it was.
Yeah, but it's interesting because they're still in this quarantine zone, so there's still some semblance of like control or government things, because like no one's allowed to leave the quarantine zone.
Right.
And that's kind of why they're smugglers. They like sneak out and like get things and sneak back in.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. Do these people live outside the zone? Did they? The arms dealers?
They might have.
They might have been their own community outside of it, but they're not like the Fireflies though, because the Fireflies and the soldiers have beef.
They fight each other.
They fight each other.
Yeah.
It seems like these people are outside, and maybe the soldiers would still kill them too.
They probably would, or they'd bring them into the quarantine zone or something.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're going outside the zone to get the guns, because I bet there's a law like no guns in the quarantine zone.
Right.
But they could get them somewhere else.
Right, and that would be expensive merchandise in the zone if you were able to get a gun. Yeah, makes sense. So we go through that. They run into Marlene though, who is injured and has the guns. And she says, if you guys can do some smuggling for me, I can give you all those guns that you were supposed to have and more. And, of course, Joel and Tess, being the enterprising people they are, they say, all right.
Sounds good.
And they find out, what are we smuggling? You're smuggling this 14-year-old girl. And then they're like, are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
And then they decide, well, we'll still do it because it is a lot of guns. Mm-hmm. So Joel and Tess need to smuggle Ellie to the Capitol building outside of town, where there are more Fireflies waiting to take her to the next place. Mm-hmm. And so, all right, this is a simple enough job. We're going to get this huge payoff. Let's do it. So they're trying to sneak out, smuggling Ellie. This is creepy. It's in the dark. You're kind of going through tunnels, and you're like outside the quarantine zone. Mm-hmm. And they get captured by some soldiers who have this scanner gun that says if you're infected or not.
Yeah.
And they scan Ellie, and it says, you're infected. And they roll up her sleeve, and you see that she has a bite mark on her arm. Joel and Tess are like, what the fuck? Like,
you're
having to smuggle a bitten person? Like, you trying to kill us kind of thing? They feel like that. Ellie, though, uses the soldier's confusion to stab him.
Yeah.
So they kill the soldiers and run away.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah.
14-year-old girl just knows, like, all right, I'm going to kill this guy. Got to.
Yeah. That was insane. You're like, okay, who is this girl? Like,
yeah.
She's crazy. Ellie ends up explaining to Joel and Tess that she got bit 3 weeks ago and she hasn't turned, so the Fireflies want to get her to a medical clinic to be able to research on it, basically.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And they're like, what? No, everyone dies within like a day when they turn. Mm-hmm. Kind of typical with any zombie-ish infected stories.
Yeah, makes sense.
You should die right away. She's different.
Yep.
At the Capitol building, they get there, and all the Fireflies are dead.
Yep.
Of course.
Like, this kind of happens a lot in this game.
Yeah. It seems like when Fireflies are supposed to be somewhere, they're usually
just
dead.
not. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Or ran away or, something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Typical.
They blow it. So they're all dead. Tess says to Joel, we've got to get her to the next Firefly location. Let's head west. I think that's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, it's some university, I think, right?
Yeah. Let's go that way. They should be there. Or, Tommy.
Yeah,
Let's go to Tommy.
The dam, yeah.
Let's go to Tommy because Tommy knows Fireflies because he used to be a Firefly.
Yeah.
We'll do that. And Joel doesn't want to. He's like, no, we did what we should. Like, screw them.
Yeah.
Basically. Tess then reveals that she was bitten in a scuffle previous to this on the way to the Capitol building and says, no, like, look at mine. It's way more infected. She's obviously the real deal. You have to take her. I can't, though, because soldiers are coming in at this point, getting ready. So Tess does a last stand while Joel and Ellie escape, and we see Tess get killed.
Yeah, bummer.
The aftermath of it while we're, like, escaping through the top. So, bummer.
Yeah, and this is one of the times, too, we start to see Joel's, like, definitely not the same guy he was 20 years ago. We saw a little bit before because he'll, like, kill people because he has to.
Right.
Here he's like, no, fuck this. We'll leave this girl here. We did what we were supposed to. Like, he clearly doesn't care about people.
Right.
Except Tess, we see. But
Right.
He has to be almost like manipulated to do something good at this point.
yeah, he's definitely removed. So they escape. After this, we end up at a guy named Bill's town. So he lives outside the quarantine zone and has basically made a bunch of traps around this town. He has stockpiles of different things of his stuff. He even kind of uses the zombies as protection. Like, he's obviously a pretty smart survivor.
He's a survivor for sure.
Yeah, he's very good at it. And Joel says, we'll go to Bill because Bill owes me a favor and maybe he can get us a car so that we can head out west to find Tommy. They get there, and Bill says that there's no working car, but there are parts around town, and perhaps he can put them together to make a working car. Cool. Ellie and Joel join him, and they roam around killing zombies, infecteds, and trying to find stuff. Mm-hmm. They do, and at one point they get caught in a school.
This like part of the story was crazy. Just being in the school was like super messy. It's so dark, and like there's like these big hallways. And you can hear zombies, but like, where are they?
Yeah.
You go into a room, and there's like 4 in there. It's real creepy, really well done.
Yeah, it was awesome. It felt really reminiscent of the beginning of The Walking Dead, like way back when.
Yeah.
When they had to get like medical supplies or something at a school.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's just like a mess.
Yeah.
It felt really reminiscent of that, even with like bleachers and trying to climb them to escape and everything. Like,
yeah.
I like that a lot. And while they're there, we meet what I'm going to call a boss zombie, so to speak.
At this point in the story, definitely.
Yeah, and it's this big zombie or infected person who is especially bloated. Mm-hmm. We learn that when infecteds have been infected for a long time, basically fungus just grows out of them more and more, and they can even like throw spores basically to infect the air at you, kind of thing. So they're the real deal. And, you know, you can't just shoot them once and they die or something.
Yeah, they have like almost like fungus armor or something.
Right. Yeah. So we have to fight this, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I died multiple times the first time I played this. And there's like this... These freak me out because there's like a really graphic way they kill you.
Right.
They'll like grab you from the top of your jaw and the bottom of your jaw and just kind of pull.
Yeah.
And you kind of see a fair amount of it and you're like, oh god. And it's creepy too because if you're running away from them, you can't really see them behind you. Sometimes they'll just grab you, and you're like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah,
and then you're dead.
Yeah, they suck.
I did not like them.
Yeah, they were rough. Ultimately, after escaping the school, they end up at a place where Bill's old partner was, a house that he had, where he hung himself because he got bit.
Yep.
Did
you know that Bill loved him?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know how much dialogue you got with that, but yeah, they were like together.
Yeah. Know? And you find a note that's really mean from his old partner about Bill, which I didn't give it to Bill.
I didn't either, yeah.
I was like, you don't need to read that, but it was like, fuck you, I'm better off without you kind of thing. It was really mean.
Yeah. Then he got bit and died.
Yeah, then he got bit and died. But he did put together a car with the parts that he'd stolen while he was getting bit.
Yep.
Which seemed to be the parts we were trying to get where we didn't get bit. Mm-hmm. And we take the car, and Bill says that we're even, we're done. And we were like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We escape with the car. Good. Next up, we reach Pittsburgh. It's all good. There's one way that is into the city, and it's sort of blocked off. Or you could just keep going on the highway, skip Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We decided to go into Pittsburgh.
I don't know why. Why was that again? I can't remember.
I think that maybe there could supplies or maybe meet someone.
I can't remember that. Yeah.
I'm not sure why he chose to do it, but he chose to go towards people.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately was the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Because there are bandits there with an elaborate setup to
super elaborate.
Get you. There's people who start shooting. There's like a bus that comes off of a hill down at you.
Yeah.
It's like craziness. You end up crashing into a store. Your car's ruined, and then you and Ellie have to escape on foot. Throughout the whole Pittsburgh chapter, it's lots of killing bandits, which is fun, and taking their things.
Which are useful.
Yes, which are useful. Upgrading your weapon stash and resources and stuff. While escaping, you end up meeting a guy named Henry and a kid named Sam. So Sam's pretty close to Ellie's age, and then Henry's probably like, I don't know, 30s.
Yeah, I think it's his brother.
I think it's his older brother.
Son. Can't remember.
I think it's his older brother.
Yeah, Henry. So Henry Sam's older brother.
Yeah, so I think that Henry's probably like early 30s, late 20s kind of thing, and then
Yeah.
Sam's 12 or something.
Yeah, around Ellie's age. Yep.
Around Ellie's age. We meet them. We decide to team up because, well, you have a kid and I have a kid, and obviously bad people in this world don't care about kids. That kind of shows that we're both good people.
Yeah,
Henry was with a group of other people, but the bandits definitely killed all of them.
for sure.
And we see some people get killed along this way by bandits. It's pretty nuts, and
Yeah.
we find like stockpiles of people's clothes and stuff from all the people they just hunt.
Yep. They're pretty bad.
They're pretty bad.
They're almost creepier than the zombies in some ways.
Yeah, just to meet people this bad, because so far it's just been the soldiers, but I don't know. They feel bad in their own way that like removes it sort of from
they're more
these
like
people.
The man, like they'll kill you if they have to, but they probably don't want to.
Right.
Well, they won't kill you if they don't have to, but bandits are like, I'm just gonna kill you and take your stuff. I don't care.
Right, their goal is to kill you.
Yep.
We start to escape the city, and there's a point where we're climbing, I think up semis to go across something, and the ladder breaks,
Yeah.
and bad guys are coming towards us, and we're faced. Henry needs to reach his hand down to get Joel up because the ladder broke, and he won't do it, and he's like, all right, sorry guys, see ya.
Yeah.
Henry runs off with Sam. Ellie was up top, but she jumps back down to stay with Joel. We end up getting cornered at the side of a bridge, and we end up falling into the river. We wake up on the side of on the other side of the river in the ground, and it turns out Henry had saved us. And Joel is understandably pissed.
Yeah, fair enough. You left him to die.
You left me to die, and Henry's like, I thought you could handle yourself. Like, he tries to kind of like
Yeah.
keep it all right. Joel punches him, but then it's kind of over. He decides not to kill him. Ellie says that Henry did save us, like we were going to drown, because Ellie can't swim.
Yep.
And Joel was definitely beat up on the way out. I think they hit some brick on the way down or something, so he was like kind of fucked up while they were in the water anyway.
Yeah.
So they did need Henry to save him, and he did do the right thing ultimately, which was good.
But he's still kind of a dick.
Kind of a dick, yeah. So we're kind of a reluctant partners right now, and Henry and his group were supposed to meet at a radio tower outside of town. So we decided to head there with them because they are also looking for the Fireflies. So, all right, you probably fine as a partner at this point. We go through a awesome battle with the bandits. There's a sniper up top.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, this is cool. You have to kind of fight your way there, fighting through guys. You end up killing the sniper, ultimately, and then Ellie, Sam, and Henry need to make their way to you there, and you have the sniper rifle, and instead bad guys are coming.
Yeah, this part was so cool.
Lots of bandits are coming your way, so you end up blasting a bunch of guys. Pretty fun. Then zombies come.
A bunch of them.
Bunch of infected come. Kill them. There's a scuffle where they definitely get pretty close to our group of people down there. We do manage to save them, and we hold up in the radio tower, which has food. Seems like we made it all right. Good. Sam's acting a little bit weird and staying in the other room. The next morning, Ellie wakes up, and Henry and Joel are making breakfast. Sam isn't up yet, so Ellie goes into Sam's room to wake him up, and he's infected.
Yep. Bummer.
Yeah. So he attempts to attack Ellie. Joel tries to shoot Sam, and Henry won't let him.
This was so irritating.
Yeah. Henry then does it, though, and he kills Sam. And then he kills himself.
Yeah, this part was brutal.
He's just like, I blew it. Like, you let Sam get bit. This is your fault, Joel. And then he just like freaks out and ends it.
Yeah.
This was rough.
Which, man, I liked Henry up until he didn't save us and then saved us, and then now here he just blames it on Joel. This kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I get he's like erratic because his little brother just got killed. But man, this like sequence was super intense. Him just killing himself was like, wow.
Yeah, it just like went there.
Yeah, real quick too.
And yeah, it was rough. I felt bad there. I was apprehensive about Henry. I was kind of reluctant partners after he ditched us. When we teamed up, I was really into it. But since he had Sam, I was like, Sam seems like a pretty alright kid.
Yeah.
Ellie probably needs someone to be friends with, like, because we're not the coolest. We're sort of cool, but not the coolest.
Yeah, we're kind of mean sometimes.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Trying to not get attached to Ellie, but at the same time, like, oh man, kind of like Ellie, you know?
Right. Then it fast forwards, and we're in Wyoming, and it's the fall. And we're heading for trying to find Tommy. On the way there, Joel tells Ellie that him and Tommy had left on bad terms.
Yeah.
He says, "What's the last thing Tommy said to me is I don't ever want to see your fucking face again."
Yep.
So he's
Pretty
like,
bad terms.
"Yeah, we'll see how this goes." Luckily, though, when they get there, Tommy's super welcoming. He's so glad to see Joel. He has a wife now, a woman named Maria, and they've actually built this community at this hydroelectric dam, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If the game could have stopped here and I could just live here, I'd be pretty into it, actually.
Yeah, it seemed pretty safe.
Yeah.
There's power.
Right. They have yeah, they've managed to use it to have electricity. They've got fences. They've got good guards around, good vantage point of kind of everyone that could come, that kind of thing. It's pretty nice. While they're there, Tommy says that he went back to their home in Texas, tried to look for stuff for them, and he offers this photo of Sarah and Joel to Joel, which Joel refuses.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I don't need that, like, kind of thing.
He's still pretty beat up about it.
Yeah.
After 20 years, which, I mean, fuck, makes sense.
Right. Can't really get over that, I guess, but yeah, it's nice. Then the dam gets attacked by bandits. And so we fight them off with the community, and this is nice. I like the times in this game when you have co-fighters with you. You know, like, okay, us and the damn people and Tommy, and we're just taking out all these bandits. I like that. Like, it's nice when it's Ellie with us, but it's nice when there's multiple people and we're all kind of fighting together.
It's like an actual war.
Right. Yeah, it's not just us having to kill everyone.
Yeah.
It's nice that other people
break.
have that going. So that was good. Tommy tells us that he will take Ellie to the Fireflies for us. His wife is mad about it. She doesn't want Tommy to go and get killed.
Makes sense.
Tommy feels like he can't send his people to do it because, like, they have families and stuff. So I'll do it instead. Yeah, there's some discussion. Joel kind of feels like this is probably the end of the line.
Yep.
At this point, Ellie runs away. She steals one of the community's horses and runs off. We have to go after her. On the way, we kill more bandits. And we end up finding her in a house, I don't know, a little bit outside of town, kind of thing. And we go and talk to her. And this quote's super significant in the game and for Ellie and Joel. So I put down an extended quote that we'll go through, I guess. Do you want to be Ellie or Joel?
I'll be Ellie. It's
okay.
Fine. So I'm Ellie. Is this really all they had to worry about? Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt? It's bizarre.
Get up. We're leaving. Come on.
And if I say no?
Do you even realize what your life means, huh? Running off like that, putting yourself at risk? It's pretty goddamn stupid.
Well, I guess we're both disappointed with each other then.
What do you want from me?
Admit that you wanted to get rid of me the whole time.
Tommy knows this area better than...
Ah, fuck that.
Well, I'm sorry. I trust him better than I trust myself.
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? That I'm going to end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
I'm not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah. And I...
Ellie, you are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except you. So don't tell me that I'd be safer with somebody else. Because the truth, I'd just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad. And we are going our separate ways.
This is so fucked up.
Yeah, this is so fucked. It's so mean on Joel's end. I was kind of like, come on, dude.
I know.
Like, I get how he would be that way, but me as the player was like, come on, dude.
Yeah, just take it, man. Just be friends with her, like her,
right.
care about her.
Yeah. I asked people what their favorite scene was in the game, and we've got a couple feedbacks. One from Chris on Twitter says, I'll give you a hint. You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
So that scene?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. We got Jeremy on Twitter. He says, when Ellie runs and you find her at the house, I love the dialogue between her and Joel. So brilliantly acted by Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker. Same thing.
Yep, spot on.
Yep.
I think that this scene was pretty significant for a lot of people, and I see this as kind of a key moment in the game, and for Joel and Ellie specifically, and that kind of thing. Because, as I said, bandits show up, they kill them, and so Tommy and Joel and Ellie are heading back to the dam. And Joel decides, I'm going to take Ellie myself to the Fireflies. He says, Tommy, I'm going to do it. Tell me where there are. I'll take her there, and we'll be back later, basically. Kind of thing. Tommy says that the Fireflies are at Eastern Colorado University. If you go there, it's in the science lab. You'll find them. Yeah, this is significant. I think this is a turning point for Ellie and Joel. Although Joel was just a douchebag, I think he saw... I thought Ellie was pretty real there, and that kind of thing, and I think he recognized, I got to do this. Like, I should be with her, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you kind of see, too, his, like, just fear of getting attached to somebody else again, just because of what happened with Sarah, like his daughter.
Right.
I mean, you see, like, Ellie kind of stepping in there, and, like, not replacing her, but almost becoming his daughter, and, like, how he views her, but you can tell he doesn't want to view her that way.
Right.
But is kind of fighting that, because he kind of does view her that way, or almost wants to, but doesn't. It's really interesting. He's like a really complicated character, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely wants to be detached. Because even with Tess dying, like, Ellie tries to say things before, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he just wants to move on, push it away.
Yeah, he seems like a kind of guy who's like, I want a job to do, I'm going to do it, and I don't really think about anything else about it. Like, I don't care what people I kill. If it's the job, I'm going to do it. I don't, like, whatever. Like,
yeah,
it's just kind of that way. I don't think he wants to think about things or care about people. Like, just do what he's supposed to. Yeah. But I think this point is where he kind of switches. We head to Eastern Colorado University. Something I really liked on the way here was Joel's trying to explain football to Ellie at the very beginning. I thought that was great, and she's like, wait, what? And that was nice, seeing that they're bonding more. Like, even after that moment, they're riding on the horse together, talking. And it was like, okay, like, this is... There was some change. They get there, though. The Fireflies are not there.
Classic.
Of course. But they aren't dead, necessarily. They aren't like a bunch of dead people. They end up finding a recording from a scientist saying that they went to Salt Lake City. And he's there because they were experimenting on monkeys. He decided that because they're experimenting on them, the monkeys deserve to be free because they did their time. Which was dumb, because then he gets 28 days later. That's why he's dead.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it was kind of like, of course, idiot. That's why you're dead. But Salt Lake City's our new go. We get attacked by bandits again. I think that it seems basically, if you're not in a community, like a quarantine zone with soldiers who are at least moderately good, then there's bandits. You're a bandit. Or you're dead. Like, those seem to be kind of the options. Like,
it kind of seems like. Or looking for a new community, or like traveling to a different one.
Right, yeah. It seems like those are kind of your options. Because even along the way, like, there were... like when they got to Pittsburgh, I think, and maybe another town before this, is that, there's like spray paint on the walls, like, soldiers, give us our food, or like that kind of thing. So it seems that in other cities, the soldiers have been maybe worse than the Boston one, where they don't even feed the people, so the people revolt and then they all die.
Which
basically
probably happened.
Yeah, it seems like what happened before. Whereas the Boston one, maybe it wasn't as bad as some of the other ones. It seems. There seemed to be order, at least.
Some safety.
Yeah, but we get attacked by bandits again. We have to fight with them a bit, and then Joel actually gets knocked out of a building and falls on a piece of rebar that goes through, like, his...
it's like side, kind of?
Yeah, his side, his, like, lower side area.
Yeah.
This looks bad. He's fucked up. He's, like, legit hurt, and Ellie has to, like, get him onto the horse, but he like, passes out and falls off the horse. Like, he's super fucked up. And... you're like, is he going to be all right? Like,
I thought he was going to die for sure.
Yeah, this is pretty severe. Then it fast forwards. It's winter, and Lakeside Resort is what it's called. It's winter, and you begin playing as Ellie with bow and arrow hunting a deer. When I got to this point, I was like, oh my god, Joel's fucking dead.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
I was like, man, this game totally changed. Like, you're used to playing as Joel, you're doing this mission, and then it's like, are you just Ellie surviving now? Like, I was like, wow, this game totally changed.
I thought that too.
And when I got to this point, I had to keep playing because I was like, I've got to find out about Joel. I can't stop now. Playing as Ellie, hunting the deer. You end up meeting a guy named David who wants to trade for deer after you end up getting it. It takes a while. You're like running all over trying to get the deer and have to hit it a couple times, stuff like that. But he wants to trade for deer. He says he has medicine and weapons and a community and stuff like that.
Which at this point, I was like, all right, there's something off. Like, we haven't met a single good person, I guess, besides Henry and Sam. This guy's by himself and is kind of giving off creepy vibes initially. It's like, eh.
Yeah.
And I think Ellie's kind of, like, wary, too.
Yeah, I think Ellie was more apprehensive than I was. For me,
Yeah.
For me, I was kind of like, because I think the guy said, "Oh, we have kids and stuff," and I was like, "All right, like maybe this is a place we team up." I was kind of thinking like, "Is Joel dead? Should I stay by myself? Should I join somewhere else?" Like, I was like, "I don't know what's gonna happen." You end up in a spot. David's with some other guy who he sends back to get medicine for Ellie.
Yeah.
And then Ellie and David end up in this kind of snowed out, like ski lodge looking thing.
Yeah.
And end up fighting off a bunch of infected together. And while they're talking, he says, "So I've heard about a crazy old man and a little girl killing my people, and how you are with that gun makes me think it's you." And this old man you have, and you're like, "Oh man, Joel's alive." Ellie ends up escaping and gives the medicine to Joel. Unfortunately, Ellie was easy to track because it's winter and there's snow everywhere, and only one place will have horse tracks.
Yep.
And they follow Ellie. There, she realizes it in the morning, so she tries to lead them away because she's got Joel tucked away in like a storage unit looking thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's like I think it's like a basement or garage or something.
Yeah, it's got a good like draw down, like all metal thing, so you couldn't just peek in and know he's there.
Yeah.
And is big enough to have the horse and her and their supplies and everything. So she tries to lead David's people away from Joel. She's riding on her horse. You do some evasion, kind of jumping around, trying to avoid cars and people running. And
Yes, he has a lot of people.
yeah, his group's huge.
Yeah.
Ultimately, while escaping, someone shoots your horse and it falls. Then you're on foot for a little while trying to escape, and then you ultimately end up getting caught by David. You're in a jail cell, and you see someone chopping up a body.
Yep.
And oh my god, these people are cannibals.
Yep. And this explains a lot because David was definitely creepy.
Yeah.
Like that interaction with him when he's like talking about how he heard of an old man and a young girl. I was like, oh god, this dude's gonna like murder her, torture her, like rape her or something. I was like, god, it's fucking super creepy. And now it kind of explains why he's so creepy.
Yeah, you see full creeper. You find out that they're cannibals. He also like is like, Ellie, you don't have to be a prisoner. Like you could be my wife, basically. Kind of thing. Like it's weird. And we find out that he does this a lot later on because you hear his other people talking about.
Yeah.
He like David's trying to get us to accept people when they kill our people and stuff, and he's just after one of his wives again, like kind of thing. So he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
He's awful. But Ellie ends up escaping, and you have kind of a stealth sequence through the town for a while where you're kind of going building to building and knifing people. And
this is pretty cool because it's like real snowy outside. You can't see, it's like a blizzard almost.
Yeah, you can't really see
this
that
was
well.
really cool.
Yeah, you kind of do that. Joel wakes up and realizes Ellie's gone, and so he fights his way to her. So you switch to being Joel. This is cool. There's some people that were in the town still looking for Joel. He ends up killing all of them, except for two guys he captures, who he tortures into telling where their home is.
That was great.
Yeah.
God, he's like sadistic.
Yeah, he's like rough. And then after they tell him, he kills them too.
Yeah. Good.
And then he heads out towards the town. Ellie, you go back to Ellie, and Ellie ends up having kind of a boss battle with David. And you're in this old restaurant that has like broken dishes on the ground around it, which alerts him to your presence. And you basically have to sneak around and get like a quick stab on him and run away.
I hated this part.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was annoying, but it was also really creepy.
Yeah.
Like, because you couldn't see him all the time. You had no idea where he was. You could just like kind of hear him, and like, it was really creepy.
Right. The first, at the beginning, he's standing up, but then as it goes on, he starts crouching too.
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, he could sneak up on me and just get me.
It's so tense.
Yeah, it's super tense. You end up in a spot where you're both like knocked out, and then he's trying to kill you, and then you stab him in the face.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're just stabbing him in the face over and over, and Joel comes in and he's like, oh, stop that. And then Ellie breaks down.
Yeah.
Super rough.
Yep.
Super, super rough. Fast forward again, Salt Lake City in the spring. And you can tell Ellie's a little bit off when you get there.
Just more quiet, kind of short.
Yeah, short, quiet. I kind of read it two ways. One, maybe being that she's kind of more traumatized by what had happened in the last chapter. That would make a lot of sense.
Yep.
Someone trying to eat and rape you and all that stuff. Like,
yeah.
It was terrible. Or I could maybe see it coming from that, like, you're going to get me to the fireflies and we won't be together. Like, you're going to leave, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably more of the second thing, but probably part of the first thing, I would assume.
Yeah, she doesn't really explain. You, like, try to talk to her, and she's pretty non-conversational.
Which would make me think that it's the second thing.
Right.
Because she knows, like, she's going to be leaving you, and that would make me not want to talk to him as much, because rather, like, kind of start to get over this now and start the grieving process, whatever.
Right, yeah. Then you're looking around Salt Lake City. It's really nice out, being spring. You see probably, like, the one nice thing that's ever happened in this game happen, which is that there's giraffes, like, grazing, and you get to pet them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And you're just kind of in the middle of this, it wasn't a campus like eastern Colorado, but it was kind of similar, like big buildings with big open green areas, and it was awesome. It, like, looked great. Like, I just let the control sit there for a while and just looked at it because it looked awesome. Like,
yeah, it did look really cool.
It looked great. I mean, this whole game looked great, but that was specifically looked great, and it was like a nice scene. You're like, man, this is good. Like,
I haven't seen this all game.
Yeah, we haven't seen something nice happen, and part of me was kind of afraid, like, are people just gonna come and, like, shoot the giraffes in front of us?
Too, yeah.
Like, and ruin this? But
yeah.
I was like, well, if I just stay here, nothing can happen, and it'll stay nice. And it was nice for a second. Then we go into an underground tunnel, trying to get to the fireflies still, and you end up meeting two of what I'd call the boss infected. Again, there's more, and this battle is insane. Down here, there's lots of infected, just regular style clickers. These guys, it's nuts.
There's lots of them.
Yeah, you have to use a lot of your arsenal of weapons at this point. Like, breaking out the flamethrower and using the nail bombs, Molotov cocktailing, everything. Like, it's a big deal. You end up killing all of them, and then you're kind of going and using kind of the subway cars to kind of maneuver, but some of the areas flooded. You end up falling in the water, and I think Ellie comes after you.
Yeah,
even though she can't swim.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of cool. It's like, all right.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's stupid of you, but like, cool, that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool that she tried to help us. It ends up being a mess. We kind of travel through the water for a minute, and we wash up on shore, and there's a couple dudes with guns pointed at us, and we're trying to, like, resuscitate Ellie because she's, like, passed out from swallowing water. And they're like, stop. Put your hands up, and we just keep doing it.
Yeah, that was so annoying.
And then one of them knocks us out.
God, it's so annoying.
Yeah, fucking fireflies.
Yeah.
Turns out they're the fireflies, and we end up at the firefly lab, and Marlene is there from the beginning of the game, which was cool. I didn't expect that. I didn't think we'd see her again.
I didn't either.
I thought that when we met her, I thought she was kind of a regional leader, like a Boston leader. But then, there's probably, like, leaders like her at every area around the country.
Yeah.
But it seems that she's actually pretty high up.
Yeah, I think she's like that.
She might be the top person or something like that, but she managed to make her way out west just like us. And she said most of her people died along the way also. Yeah. But she made it there. She tells us that the surgery that Ellie's going to get will kill her. Because the fungus is on the brain, and to operate on the brain, you gotta cut her head open, and check that stuff out to be able to figure out a cure.
Yep.
And we're like, no.
Yeah, which I agree with.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. Especially because we don't know that, like, if Ellie would have chose that or not. Like, it seems like they were like, okay, we're gonna, like, do this stuff, and because we were knocked out, like, we don't have any idea of anything that happened.
No context. Really. Yeah.
There's no context. It wasn't like Ellie said, okay, I know this is happening and I want to do this for the greater good or something. We don't know any of that stuff. And Marlene says to a guard, escort Joel out. If he tries anything, shoot him. Once we kind of push back.
Which this kind of pissed me off. It's like granted, she like has to be safe, but we just went across the country to deliver this girl. Clearly we care, and now she's just treating us like a fucking criminal. It's like, bitch, what?
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
And then, what about our guns, too? Promise that. Just gonna kick us out and see ya. Right. I would not let that happen.
Yeah, I didn't like that. While we're being let out, we kill the guard. Yeah. We take his stuff.
We shoot him in the dick.
Yeah. Because we find out where the surgery room is at from him. Then we end up having a sequence where we kind of go floor by floor to get to the surgery room, killing all the fireflies in our path. And this was pretty... I enjoyed this. At this point, because of what they said, I was like, fuck that. Like, I'm not...
kill all of them.
Kill all of them. along our way searching, we find a couple different recordings from Marlene, and I think maybe one of the scientists just about trying to find the cure. We find out that Marlene was good friends with Ellie's mom, and she'd promised her years ago that she would watch after her. It sounded like to me that Ellie's mom maybe died in childbirth or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
that was the vibe I got.
Yeah.
And so Marlene's like, I'll watch her from afar, basically, kind of thing. Of sorts. I'll take care of her. And we find out that Marlene is even a little bit conflicted about this. Like, we do need to find the cure. This is what we're doing. But I do feel bad that Ellie would die because of it. Like, you can tell she feels bad, but she's still going to do what she's going to do for this. You, kill your way into the surgery. You bust in through the hospital doors. This was satisfying for me. I just killed all the surgeons immediately.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I looked online and some people like captured one and like did things like that. Like, I walked in with a shotgun and just like blasted them. I think one was like hurt, but two of them were like dead right away. I was just like boom, boom, boom. I just fucking killed them because I was like, no, you're not touching Ellie. Like, and if the people who can do this to her are dead, then they won't. You can't do it anyway. Like, good luck performing surgery if your surgeons are dead. Which
or have no hands.
And I guess for humanity that's probably bad, but fuck that.
Don't care.
So I killed them. Rescue Ellie, trying to escape down an elevator shaft, and there's one we want to get off where we think cars will be. Maybe a parking garage, something obvious like that.
I think so. Yeah.
Probably. Would make sense. So we try to get off there, and Marlene's waiting for us. She tries to reason with us and basically be like, we'll forget it all if you just give me Ellie back. And we have a gun hidden under Ellie, and we shoot Marlene. And Marlene's like on the ground, and then we go and put Ellie in the car. And then we come back, and Marlene's like, please just don't kill me. And we say, no, you'd come after us. Bam!
Yeah, it's so cold-blooded.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
I think Joel's probably right.
Yeah, no, I didn't like Marlene. I think she was like, it was cool, she was kind of conflicted, but like, what normal human being wouldn't be conflicted about having to kill somebody for the greater good?
Yeah.
I don't know. She just kind of seemed more into like, she just did not care about Joel at all.
Yeah.
Or Ellie, kind of. You know, it didn't really seem...
Yeah, her concern about Ellie maybe wasn't much there, so I was fine. If this was a game that gave us a choice to do it, I would have still killed her. Like, for sure. I'm glad...
had to.
I know. The game...
No, but I mean... I agree.
Yeah.
You'd have to kill her.
Yeah, you'd have to. Like, if they gave you the choice, you'd have to, but... Yeah, not good. I was glad she was taken out. I guess... Yeah, maybe they could have made this harder a different way, like if we would have had more time with Marlene at the beginning or something, but we didn't get any of those, and I felt 100% fine with Joel killing her, because it's like, the Fireflies might come after us, especially now that we killed like 100 of you, probably.
Yeah, I don't know how many would be left, though, at this point. Like,
yeah, that's true, we might have killed
we might have just destroyed their entire organization.
Right, maybe there aren't Fireflies
Fine
now.
with me, whatever.
Yeah. But then we have a quick conversation between Joel and Ellie when they're in the car, kind of driving away.
Because Ellie was like...
passed out while being rescued. Yeah.
I can be Ellie if you want for this.
Yeah.
Ellie, what the hell am I wearing?
Just take it easy. Drugs are still wearing off.
What happened?
We found the Fireflies. Turns out there's a whole lot more like you, Ellie. People that are immune. It's dozens, actually. Ain't done a damn bit of good either. They've stopped looking for a cure. I'm taking us home. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Yeah, so Ellie, I guess this confirms Ellie wasn't a part of any decision. She's been passed out the whole time.
Yep.
Because she doesn't know that we met the Fireflies even. So that would confirm that. It fast forwards a bit, and we're heading towards Tommy's Dam, Joel and Ellie together. They have this last conversation to kind of wrap up. I guess I'll stay with Joel.
Cool.
Don't think I ever told you, but Sarah and I used to take hikes like this. I think the two of you would have been good friends. Think you really would have liked her. I know she would have liked you.
I bet I would have.
Wow, look down there. Just a bit further now. Shit. Here you go, I got you. Give me your hand.
Hey, wait. Back in Boston, back when I was bitten, I wasn't alone. My best friend was there, and she got bit too. We didn't know what to do, so she says, let's just wait it out. You know, we can be all poetic and just lose our minds together. I'm still waiting for my turn.
Ellie?
Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die, and then it was Tess, and then Sam.
None of that is on you.
No, you don't understand.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And you, no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now I know that it's not what you want to hear right now, but it's...
Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
Game over.
Yeah. So crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... I don't know if I would have lied if I was Joel. I'm not sure.
I felt bad about it, but I think I went back and forth. So, like, I guess, no matter what, it's kind of selfish for him to lie. Like, that's going to be there. Like, it's selfish. But at the same time, what good would it have done Ellie to know that...
They were going to kill you.
And that we ended up killing them all and saved you. Because then she'd feel even worse. But at the same time, like... I feel like then she would just live with guilt. Like, because at this point, what would you do? Like, what would you do about it? Would you just hate Joel?
Yeah,
Would you go live by yourself? Would you kill yourself? Like, I mean, there's... I really couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's to protect her, and maybe it's one of the things you can tell her later or something.
I imagine, we'll talk about this, but second game, this probably comes back up.
You'd think so.
I have to, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the game. I guess on to some general thoughts about the game. One thing I really like in this game is I love the various settings that you go through. Just traveling across the United States, being in Pittsburgh, being in eastern Colorado, and Salt Lake City. Just using, with those different set pieces, different weather that you'd have, that it was really sunny out, it was snowy. We kept interacting with all these things, and I really liked it. Even just seeing the destruction, like what used to be the United States, and seeing that, I liked kind of seeing it. Like, how it looked was really good. Like, they did a great job of how it looked, and it was enjoyable kind of meeting these new scenes.
Yeah, dude, it was really cool. And especially for being like, 2013 wasn't that long ago, but the graphics are really good in this game. Like, they did a really good job making it look as real as possible. So I can't wait to see, the next one. It's like going to be like,
oh, yeah.
This is just real.
Right. Yeah. The next one I can only imagine will be insane.
And, like, I guess... generally throughout the whole game it just felt like a movie. So like we said at the beginning, if you haven't played this game, like being able to watch it on YouTube would still, you'd pretty much get the same stuff. I mean, it's more fun to play it,
right? But
like they could just have made this a movie and taken out all the like player input and just it would have been great. So I think that's one of the reasons it's so good is because you're like getting to like directly impact like a movie or like a season of a TV show or something like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, the story quality is super high.
Yeah.
In this game, and I think that even how they did it different than some of the other games we've played before this. A lot of the games we've played before have been more choice based. You can impact that. In this one, there was only one choice that ever came up, which was at the beginning of the game when there was a guy who like broke his leg and he was in the tunnel with you and Tess, and the spores were going to get him because his gas mask was broken. You could shoot him or not shoot him.
Yeah.
So that was the only time. Everything else, like, the story would happen how it will no matter what. Like, instead, the difference was, like, you're playing in it, like, who you kill or what weapons you use and things like that. Like, that's your part in it, which is great. It's awesome. But the story, I think, was so good, and maybe that's why they didn't give you choices that, like, no, we've got an excellent story, and we're just running with it. Like, you're going to fight your way through it, and it will be awesome, and you'll enjoy it. But, we're not going to give you branching paths or anything like that. And I thought it was great. Great decision. And the story is so good that I wouldn't want it different.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that. Like, I guess I liked every single part of this game. There's some things, like, I didn't like to do in it. Like, there's a couple, like, the weird puzzles you had to do.
Sure.
But even that was kind of fun because it was kind of tense because, like, you don't know where an infected's going to pop out or if you're going to do something wrong and die. Like, it was... Like, every part of this was just really good. Yeah.
Each level was enjoyable, or, like, each section. And, like, it didn't feel like I'm like, oh, I wish we didn't have to do Bill's Town or something. Like, instead, each part in the world we got, I enjoyed it and was like, I would take more. You know, like, if you wanted to throw another city in there in the middle of it somewhere, that's fine.
I would with that.
I would play it.
Those games are like, I just would keep playing it no matter what.
And because of that, like, it's fun to go back and play certain parts. Like, I've gone back to certain parts of scenes I thought were fun and just played them again because it was fun, like killing all those guys or something like that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I thought too that this game used time very well, jumping forward 20 years at the beginning, then going through kind of each of the seasons. So it's like obviously in an apocalypse, it would take forever to travel across the country. Like, the United States is so big. And so they just gave you these different points in time. And I think, again, that's probably what it made it feel like a TV show or whatever.
Yeah.
So time was relevant, and they did it in good ways. It wasn't like, they found a calendar or something. It was like, they just told you at the beginning, like, Wyoming, spring or whatever. And you're like, all right, cool. Like,
Yeah.
I really like that. And to show, like with any good movie, book, TV show, whatever, there's lots of things that happen that you don't need to see because they're not as interesting. Like, we don't need to see from Pittsburgh to Wyoming, like that traveling. Presumably, they were on the horse and they found infected sometimes and they looted sometimes, but it wasn't a big deal. Instead, you're with the big moments that are really important, and that's good. I think that it kept it to the best moments while still making a game that was, I don't know, 18 hours or something. Like, it was a while.
Yeah, it was
maybe
it was
longer.
a lot. Yeah, and you could probably draw out more than 18 if you wanted to.
Or yeah, if you wanted to do everything, it could probably be even further. But yeah, great use of time.
Yeah, and even too, just seeing the different seasons, like the environment is really cool. Like when you're Ellie and hunting deer, it's like snowy, and that was really cool. Like, just, I don't know, it was really nice. Like seeing the leaves change and like the environment look different. In the summer and spring, it's more green. Winter, obviously, it's snowy. Fall, it's like kind of nice still. Whatever. Yeah, man, they just did that really well. Like, I guess generally the whole the game just looked really good.
Yeah,
it was really like inviting. It just felt, I guess, what I would picture things looking like if it was 20-some years past apocalypse event or something like that.
Yeah, totally agree. The set pieces are really good. And there's something that, I mean, I guess it's not a good thing or whatever, I guess, that I like. But I do like seeing what world looks like post-apocalyptic, like in movies or TV, like what the world in 28 Days Later looks like, or The Walking Dead, or something like that. Like, okay, what happens? Like, because there's a lot of crap that exists in our world now that just goes away immediately in the apocalypse, or like you see crazy spray paints of different things that people write on the wall. Like, what do people write then? Feed us, or death to soldiers, or whatever. Like, it just gets crazy, and the set pieces just they do so much for the environment, which makes everything even better. And I guess that because of how good this game looks, I bet that's why they could maybe even wanted to do all the seasons, because it's like, okay, let's do some animation for snow. Let's do,
seriously,
like because we can, because
show
it's gonna
off.
keep, because it's a good way to show off. Like, it fits really great for the story, but then it looks awesome too.
Hell yeah. One thing I like too is, so obviously it's very story driven. Like the main point of this game is like good story, and like there's some cool action, obviously. But I really like how they use like the crafting system and like the RPG elements. So like gathering supplies, crafting stuff, upgrading weapons. Because it was important, but it wasn't like the main focus. But I think that I love RPGs, but that was nice for me because like there was enough of that I could do it and like feel like I was kind of creating my own Joel, but at the same time it didn't take away from the story. Because I feel like a lot of games like Skyrim, I love Skyrim to death, but the story's like don't really care that much about it because there's so many side quests and things to do. And this game was like, here's the main point, do it. You're like, all right, I'll do that gladly. Right.
And even with the crafting system and stuff like that, is that like it was condensed enough that you didn't have like a million options. Yeah. It was like you can kind of make, I don't know, 6 or 7 things or whatever, and there's maybe 6 or 7 resources you can find. It wasn't like, oh, should I pick this up or should I pick that up? Like, you still need to look around like that, but it wasn't like, I don't know, overly complex or something where like you had to focus on it excessively or something. But I did like that freedom of choice. Like, I really like the Molotov cocktails, so I use those a lot.
Yeah, they do work.
Right, they were great. They were my the way I got through the game with clickers.
Yeah, that's fair.
For sure. I just did that, especially if there's a couple, since they run into it together. Like, if you catch one on fire, the other one hears them screaming, and they're like, oh, I gotta go over there. And it catches them on fire.
You did too.
Yeah, I'm like, good. This helps me out a lot, because in the beginning, I died a lot with trying to shift clickers, and then they got me. So,
yep.
Molotov cocktail was great, but yeah, I like that too. It doesn't take away from the story, but it is a good element. Yeah. I liked also in this game that there was a good variety of, I guess, bad guys. So you had like the infected, you had the clickers, you had the boss zombies, you had bandits, you had the cannibals, with David being the head cannibal kind of thing. But so, it wasn't like the Fireflies later. Like, it changed it up all the time, but it didn't feel like you were like recycling. And it also didn't feel like it was just like, okay, we have 3 boss battles to the end. It
Yeah.
didn't really feel like that. Even though, like, you could, I mean, we had a couple boss zombies. David could be a boss person taking out the hospital. You know, like, it could be that way, but it didn't feel that way. Instead, it just felt like this is the world, and here's the various bad things we encounter in it. And I like that. It didn't feel like we were just fighting bandits forever.
Yeah, and also
something.
and also made sense kind of where you saw the different enemies. Like, it wasn't randomly, in this building there's bandits. Oh, in the next building there's zombies. It's like, that wouldn't make sense. They would have already probably killed each other.
Right.
Or like when we're in like the Colorado University. Or no. Yeah, when we go to the science lab, it's like, it would make sense that since people were just there, there'd probably be no infected. But then bandits come and loot it because it's like a common place to like loot things from. You know, it was.
Right.
I think that was really well done.
Yeah, I thought so. And even that there were times and places, because it was like, I think that there were, even how they called them, I think in the game, the Pittsburgh people were hunters technically, but then at Tommy's Dam they were bandits, but then like, I think that maybe the people at Colorado University might have been the cannibals before we ever met them.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
And so it's like, they're even different to their location, so it's like how the bandits in Pittsburgh operate is different than the cannibals west or something. So I think that's really good. It wasn't just like token bad guys in other games where it's just like,
yeah,
he's a bad guy, and why? Well, he just is. Or
that he has a name above his head that says bandit.
Right.
Yeah.
Or because there's like one head bad guy who has, 1,000 bad guys minions that you kill on the way to him or something. Like, instead these were like separate things. Like the cannibals and the bandits would probably fight each other or something like that.
Yeah.
If they for some reason interacted. So it was nice that how they were. I thought that was cool.
That was pretty cool. So I don't have a PlayStation 4 anymore because I got rid of it for an Xbox, which I regret completely. But when the second one comes out, the second game, for sure going to buy another one. So and then that's just not even really about this game necessarily, but it was so good that I will literally buy a new system just to play the sequel. For sure. That's how good it was.
Yeah, is great. Another thing with this game, generally, is that it just felt anxious all the time. We mentioned it here and there, but I felt anxious like most of the time playing because, an infected could show up at any minute, or, someone shoots me that I didn't expect or whatever. And, it was awesome. It was so great feeling anxious. But then afterwards, like, I almost felt like I'd be decompressing from being anxious after playing. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, like, stop thinking about it, after playing. Like, I was just like, man, this game's great. Or, like, okay, where would I put nail bombs around my house to make sure no one could sneak up on me? Like, it was, like, full absorbing. And, I mean, that goes to show how good of a game it is that, like, I thought that much about it. Like, the games that I've truly, like, been impacted by, I'm thinking about when I'm not playing them. Like,
for sure.
And this one totally fit that bill where it was like, this game is great. I'm really impacted by it. Here's what I would do if I was Joel, or like, okay, what about this environment? Or looking at my windows and being like, okay, I'd jump out of that window to run around this way to sneak up on a guy. Like, awesome, like, so great job, Last of Us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I guess we've got one piece of general feedback just about the game at large from It's Wicked on Twitter, and they said, intense. I'm so excited for the second one, and they asked, have we seen the alternate ending? This was funny. She sent me a YouTube clip, and it was of them filming the last scene. So the actors actually filming it, doing like the motion capture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the director, Neil Druckmann, he tells the woman who plays Marlene, when they're going through it, to sing her part at the guy who plays Joel when it's going down, because I guess they're doing it a couple times and Joel kept like fucking up and dropping his gun and things like that, and so he says, just do it, and we'll see what happens, basically. And then he goes and tells Joel, hey, when it happens, just react, do it like we always do. If you drop your gun, it doesn't matter, like, just go through all the dialogue, do it all. And it happens, and Joel's doing fine, it's great, whatever, Troy Baker, and then Marlene sings her lines, and he doesn't miss a beat. He just sings his lines back.
What?
And it goes through the whole, like, end part of the game with him and his Marlene's conversation. Just both of them singing their lines back at each other. It's awesome.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then they both were, like, pretty good at singing. didn't expect. I mean, I guess being voice actors, maybe that's how that goes.
Come
like
with the territory.
Yeah, maybe it comes with the territory. It was really funny. It was great and fun. So.
Hell yeah! Did not know that.
Yeah, check it out on YouTube, people. So, if right now you've finished The Last of Us like us, and you need more of The Last of Us, these two things might be up your alley if you haven't already engaged in them. So there's the DLC called Left Behind, and you get two stories concurrently that were good. You jump back and forth. One is about Ellie's story of getting bit with Riley. So you meet Riley. That's one of the stories. And then the other one is after Joel fell on the rebar and is hurt, it's Ellie looking for medicine in like a shopping plaza before that. You end up finding like a crashed helicopter.
That's cool.
You end up fighting, I think, probably some of the cannibals there, maybe, or other bandits. But so you fight some bandits while you're there. This one was fun because there were both infected and people in the same scenes.
Oh, yeah.
And so there was like a part where you're in a sporting goods store and there's infected who are hanging out kind of in front of you and you're up top on a ledge and some guys walk in. And it's great because then, you just take a brick and you throw it and it crashes and the infected just attack them.
That's great.
Yeah. And then I was just up there with the bow and arrow just shooting the guys while they're getting attacked.
Hell yeah.
It was really fun. I liked that part a lot. I thought meeting Riley was cool, just getting, Ellie revealing she got bit with someone else at the end. It was cool getting to meet her. When I played this, I was a little unsure if I liked her. She seemed kind of abrasive to me.
Riley.
Yeah. I didn't quite like her. I thought she was all right. I thought I'd be more sad, too, seeing them get bit. I was sad, but I was kind of like, all right, this is going to make me cry, probably.
Yeah.
And it didn't, which was nice, I guess.
You already know Ellie's immune, so it's like,
Yeah, I just figured them being scared together would be so sad. But that was fun. Then there's a comic book called The Last of Us American Dreams. And this is the story of when Riley and Ellie meet. And it's just like a 4-issue thing. It's really short. I got it from the library, so I imagine your guys' libraries may have it too. And that was nice. And for this, the comic did make me like Riley, and I could see why Ellie liked her. Because in the DLC, I was not so sure. But I thought that was cool, good meeting them, and really, like any good universe, the more you want to give me, I will take it all. So I liked getting that comic. Which I guess leads us to the next thing, The Last of Us 2.
Yep. It is officially happening. Yeah,
it is happening. So Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann were the two heads in the first game. They were kind of co-writer, head writer, head director kind of thing. But now it's only Druckmann. Straley left Naughty Dog maybe like last year.
Okay.
I don't know why exactly. I looked online, but I couldn't exactly figure it out. But he worked there for like 18 years, so that...
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of a bummer that he's not there, I guess. But Hallie Gross, she jumped in. So she's co-head writer with Neil Druckmann now, and she worked on Westworld.
Great.
Yeah, so that's good. I think they filled in with someone good. But she wrote, I think, 2 or 3 of the episodes in the first season and was like story editor for like half of them. So cool. she was like pretty involved in Westworld's writing.
That's good.
Which,
great show.
In my opinion, was great. So that's good. Gameplay is supposed to be released at E3, so in June, so in like a month.
Hell yeah.
Whatever, so coming up quick. We're supposed to get gameplay. Hopefully we get release date.
That'd be great. I mean, probably in 2019. I'm assuming sometime then it's going to come out.
That's what it seems like. And there's 2 trailers that are out now. And they were cool. Have you watched both of them?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think one came out a while ago. I definitely watched that one.
Yeah, that was like Ellie playing guitar.
Yeah.
Way back when.
What's the second one?
There's someone like getting ready to get hung, and they get rescued.
Maybe I haven't seen that one.
Oh.
I don't think I've seen that one, actually.
You should look it up. It's
will do.
Ellie and Joel don't appear in it, so it seems like we're gonna get some new characters.
Oh, cool.
But someone's like getting hung, and it seems like there's like a cult, maybe like a weird cult who
awesome.
Maybe like kills people for not being a part of the cult anymore or something like that. It seems weird, but then there's like a rescue going on and stuff. It was cool. I thought it was good. I don't know what will be in store for us with this. I thought this could be worth talking about a little bit. What is your kind of hopes for this game, or what do you think will happen?
Well, I just hope it's still focused on Ellie and Joel, because I think that was such a good relationship, and like I don't know what they're gonna do. I imagine they'll kind of at least continue some of the themes of the first one, like Ellie being immune. I imagine they'll revisit Joel lying to her. I assume that's going to come out sometime in this game.
Right.
Maybe deal with some of that stuff. But I don't know what they would do as far as, like, would we be traveling somewhere? I guess I'd kind of hope we'd see more environment stuff like the first game.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be, like, another group of people that has, like, some way to figure out a cure, and they're like, all right, let's go find them. Maybe a little too similar, but
yeah.
I hope there's some sort of, like, travel and like seeing different scenes because that was so cool in the first game.
Right. I feel like with the first trailer where it was like Ellie was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill them all," kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that means that I wonder if we'll get like a revenge tale.
Be kind of cool.
So like if someone kills or wrongs Ellie or Joel, and the other one goes on like a revenge trail.
That'd be cool.
Which could be interesting. You know, like I don't know. I kind of think that we'll end up with Joel or Ellie maybe getting killed off.
I wouldn't be shocked if Joel died.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that Ellie's our playable character too. Which,
oh, really?
If that's the case, then Joel seems pretty likely to get killed off.
Huh.
If you're gonna play as Ellie, like if it switches.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like not a lot of time has passed, but I bet like 4 to 5 years probably.
Yeah, I think I read that it would be like 5 years ahead too.
Okay.
So if Ellie's like 19, 20 or something like that, and then Joel's probably like 50 at that point, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Because he seemed like he's maybe like 45-ish.
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he was like older, but he wasn't like
Too old.
Yeah, he was still pretty fit.
Yeah.
Like, didn't really have his hair was kind of graying, but not really.
Yeah, not gray. So I don't know. I kind of wonder if one of them is going to get killed, and you could get a revenge thing going. Like, you guys killed Joel, I'm going to kill every last one of you, or something.
It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I guess that, yeah, or they probably have some other great idea that's not that, but yeah, I don't know what could take them across. Maybe they won't go across country. Maybe it'll be more localized. Maybe it'll just be like American Southwest or
which would be fun as long as they like. I just want to see more stuff again.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Me too. Game. I agree. I hope that whatever they do is that either in this game it resolves it, or we get to continue as one of them for game 3. Like if they keep going, I hope that we get to stick with it. Like I hope we don't get a situation where you meet a character and then that's your person for. Yeah, I hope that we don't get a situation where they just swap a character in and are like, cool, that's who it'll be for season 3 or something.
Yeah.
And I know I'm talking pretty mature. Season 2's not even out, so
yeah.
Or Last of Us 2, but I hope if they continue, we get to stay with one of them because I don't know if I want to play as not one of them. I think I could deal with a full Ellie game or a full Joel game. Either one's good with me, but I don't want to lose both of them or something.
Yeah, I guess I would be okay too. Well, in like, let's say they make a third one. Assuming the second one's really good. If they just did something totally different, like totally different characters, different area. But I think it'd be dumb to like, oh, Joel's dead. Ellie, here's like a new guy or girl you're like with now. And then that's it. It's like, yeah, kind of dumb. Like,
yeah.
You couldn't remake Ellie's relationship with Joel to be something different with somebody else. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah, or just kind of swapping someone in, like the Telltale Walking Dead 3 or whatever.
Yeah, with Javi.
Yeah, with Javi. Like, I liked playing with Javi, but I think that for that game, I would have rather just not had Clementine in it at all, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's just its own story.
Yep, I would agree.
Instead of, like, this partial thing. Because for me, I felt like I wanted to be Clementine a lot more. And it was, like, not that I didn't like being Javi. I thought he was cool as a character. But just that, like, because Clementine was available, it made me just want to be her.
Because that's what the other two games were, basically.
Right.
Well, except the first one, but...
Right.
She was still a huge character in that.
Yeah, so, I don't know. Overall, though, super pumped.
Yeah.
Hopefully at E3 we get gameplay and a release date.
That'd be great.
And then we can just be excited for whenever that comes.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Chris on Twitter wrote in and said that Shannon Woodward, his prediction was Shannon Woodward from Westworld playing Ellie's sister.
Huh.
Which that would be pretty interesting because we haven't heard about Ellie's family, but besides her mom. But
did she say at all she had a sister?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Probably not.
I could see her not knowing, I guess, if her mom gave her up. So what if she had like a sister who was somewhere else, or I don't know.
Could make sense.
But
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I would be. That could be an interesting thing. I guess if Ellie found out she had a sister, and then her and Joel would have to find her.
That'd be kind of cool.
That could be a reason to do something. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be interested.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. I'd be down. So yeah, that's our episode. Unless you had other thoughts or something.
No, I think that covers it. So next time, we'll be back with Life is Strange Before the Storm, episode 1, called Awake. Yeah, we'll continue on the Life is Strange going, I guess.
Bandwagon.
Bandwagon, exactly, yeah. So in the meantime, if you have any thoughts or anything, email us at TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed at Gmail. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed, or on Twitter at StoryEverPod. Let us know what you think about these games or other ones, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Later.